black people in Europe because we were ruling Europe. Okay, that's a whole another topic, but we never knew that because they don't teach you that. They want to keep their white supremacy going. Okay, so they're not going to teach you that. And you look at the Knights of Shining Armor, Robin Hood of Locksley, that was a black man. Shakespeare, those were black people. All right, if you have the book in here that shows you that they were the dark images that's going back to Europe. Okay, because what they did was something called, I'm going to get the picture, the sign on here soon. They did something called iconoclasm. Okay, which means that they destroyed the images and put up the images of themselves. Okay, that looks more like them. All right, there's pictures on them doing it. But anyways, like I was saying, right? They came from Europe, but also they came from Western Africa mostly. That's where most of them came from, West Africa, and also North Africa as well. Okay, but Congolese for the most part are Israelites. Okay, for the most part they're also Israelites. Okay, even though it might be a little bit in the center, whatever, we know for the most part they're Israelites. Although there is Hamites mixed up among them because they're in that landmass. But the majority, like I'm looking at you, I can clearly see that you're an Israelite woman, clearly. Okay, because just off of how you look, just the way you act, just the way you speak, I can tell you're an Israelite. Hamites have a different spirit than the so-called these black people that I'm speaking about. All right. I can tell. Well, okay. Which stars are coming out of Eastern Africa? Which basketball stars? Which high-level singers are coming out of those parts of Africa? There's not much. Why? Because the talent is predominantly the Israelites. Okay, the people who do the best and the greatest people on the planet are the Israelites. Okay, they don't have those. They're not the true Jews. They're trying to be the Israelites. They're telling people that they're the Israelites, but they're not the real Israelites. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. Huh? No. Okay. Listen. The Jew, right? They call themselves Jews. Now, Jew is short for Jews. Okay, that's going back to like the Roman Empire. They're called the Jews in there. They're trying to claim that they are the Israelites. That's why they call themselves Jews. Okay, but they're not the descendants of the Israelites. That's the whole point. It's basically the biggest identity theft on the planet. That's what's going on right now. That's why they're in that land claiming to be those people. And that's why there's a bunch of war over there. There's a bunch of problems because they're not the people. And I'm going to show you that, but I want to show you this first. Revelations 2 and 9. Okay, to show you that there is a people who would say that they're Jews and they're not. All right, this is Revelations 2 verse 9. All right, and it reads, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. So it's speaking to the Israelites. I know that you're in poverty, but really you're rich. You're rich in what? In the spirit. You're the greatest people on the planet. Okay, even though you're in that low state. Okay. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? So he knows that there's a blasphemy going on. He knows that there's people saying that they're Jews when they're not. And they're in the land of Israel right now. How did they get there? After World War II. That was all a big plot to gain sympathy to be able to go to that land. That's all that's about. Okay? So that's so you have a greater understanding of why they're in that land, how they got there. But I want to show you Isaiah 2, which shows you what would happen when the true Israelites get there. Because when the true Israelites get to that land, it's supposed to be totally different than what it is now. Not supposed to be no war going on. All right, I'm going to show you this now. This is Isaiah 2. I'll start at verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. So the mountain of the Lord's house is the Israelites, okay, which means mountain represents governments. We're going to be on top of every other government. Remember where I was reading you the blessings? If we were to do good, we would be on. If we did what the Lord said, we would be above all nations. This is what's going to happen when we go back into the land, okay? The Israelites are supposed to be above all nations. Okay, and it says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. All right, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So in other words, people would be flocking to go there, right, to learn the laws of God. Nobody's doing that. The only people who are going there are Jewish people. Why? Because it's a war zone. Okay? They're having war with the Palestinians, they're having war with Syria, they're having war with all these different places. Why the hell would you go there, man? You're not going to go there for vacation, are you? Right? Of course not. So, this is what would happen when the Israelites get there. The people would flock to them to learn the laws of God. Clearly, they're not keeping the laws of God in that land. Clearly. They have the biggest gay parade in the world goes on in that land, in Tel Aviv. It's called Pink City. All right? They circumcise those rabbis. You know how filthy those dudes are? They circumcise kids with their mouth and suck off the blood and give them, and there's cases of them having herpes. They're like, oh, it's a religious freedom. Where's that in the Bible? It's not in the Bible. Right? So clearly they're not keeping the laws of God. Okay? That's why they don't push. That's why you probably never heard of the Israelites before, because they block this from the media, because they know that what we're saying is true, and if it comes out, it's bad. You understand? So this is verse 4. I'm going to show you this. This is the most important part. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and shall beat and their spears into pruning hooks. Now, plowshares and pruning hooks are agricultural tools. So they're going to take their weapons and put it for agriculture. Right now, they're using their agricultural money and putting it into weapons. They're doing the opposite right now on the earth. Why? Because they're preparing for World War III. You understand what I mean? That's why they're buying all the nuclear missiles. That costs money. That's expensive. It's not cheap. You know? So they're taking all that money that would be for agriculture to help the people in their nation, and they're putting that towards war. Here it said they would do the opposite. Right? Now let me continue with this. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So according to this, when the Israelites get back into the land of Israel, there will be no more war on the planet. Right? That's strike 2. Right? So we could definitely break this down very easily to explain to you, listen, these people are not the people of God. They're not supposed to be in that land, and that's why that area is in so much turmoil. Okay? Because we're not here. Because the true Israelites are not here. You understand that? Because we're the people of peace. The word Jerusalem means city of peace, Yasharallah, city of peace. Okay? The Lord is what? The Prince of Peace. He's coming to bring peace on the earth. But the way to bring peace right now, since the wicked is ruling, is to what? You have to wage war. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to wage war against these people, the so-called white people, okay, the system, all right, their whole system and structure. He's going to wage war against them for our sins, for us, okay? Because in this society, you've been taught that what? Oh, you're black, right? You're this, you know what I'm saying? Your history starts with slavery. That's what it makes them tell you, right? Right? So when you really go into it, this whole book is our history, man. Okay? When you go into Europe, like I was showing you, we were ruling Europe for 1,000 years. All the great things you hear about Europe, most of those things is really black people, which you didn't know. Why didn't you know that? Because they don't teach you that. They don't want you to know that. But I'm going to show you how special you are to the Heavenly Father. I'm going to show you that right now, how special you are in the eyes of God. All right? This is Zechariah 2 verse 8. All right?
You a preacher?
Huh?
You a preacher?
Well, yeah, preacher just means teacher. Okay, so you can say that. Huh? No, it's not a preacher on that aspect. We don't have a church or because in order to get a church, you have to sign a paper which is called a 501c3. All right, and that paper you have to agree to teach within guidelines. God don't speak about no guidelines. Right? You can't preach that. He can't. You think the pastor can't tell you what I'm telling you? Right? He'll lose his license. He'll lose his tax exemption. So he can't teach the truth. He can only teach little things which they don't even really teach in the church. Really, I've been to church. I used to go to church back in the day when I was young. All you do is read one pastor, a couple, and he'll talk the rest of the time. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, and praise, and then the woman will jump up. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll dance. You know what it is, man.
Asking for money.
Huh?
Asking for money.
Asking for money, right? Every 10 minutes, they're gonna pass the thing around. It just came, man. Right? So that's what it's all about. The true prophets of the Lord, first of all, will be teaching out here, regardless whether they're getting money or not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not out here for money. I don't care about. It's not about that. It's about sealing the elect of our people. All right, and doing what it said. All right, but I'm going to show you Zechariah 2 and 8 to show you how special.
After that,
yeah, no problem, man. Okay. No problem, man. No problem. You got your meal for the day. You know what I'm saying? You got your meal for the day, man. This is Zechariah 2 verse 8, and it says, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. So the nations destroyed us. Okay? Even going back to the Babylonians and the Persians, we've been in captivity in all those nations. But the worst captivity was here under the so-called white man, which are the Edomites and the devil, according to the Bible. Okay? This is, and it says, for he that toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye. Okay? And when you say the apple of his eye, that means something that's special to you. Okay? So, for them touching us, who did they touch? They touched the apple of God's eye. His special people, his chosen people, the Israelites. So, that, like I said, qu'est-ce qui va arriver? What's going to happen to them? Right? So you just got to take that, man, and you have that here.
Instagram? Instagram, Facebook?
Facebook?
Instagram?
No, I don't do Instagram, Facebook right now. But like, I don't do that. Just the YouTube. YouTube is good. Trust me. The YouTube on that one. I do a lot of lessons on that one. So you can definitely find me on there. Message me if you have any questions. And also, I come down here every Saturday. Every Saturday, I'm here at this same time. Yeah, is this one? Is this one? Oh, it's this one? That one here, the GMS. Starting to do more French videos. Now I'm gonna start to do more. And yeah, so you can come down here every Saturday too if you want to learn too. So come down here, man, you want to take notes or whatever and learn. Come down every Saturday. I'm here. All right, brother. It's all good, man. Good, man. Oh, you need a better bag than that. You need a better bag than that. But take it easy. Shalom. Shalom. All right. So that's it. Shalom. All right. So that's the truth. That's the truth according to the Bible. You know, I know you never heard that. How old are you? You seem like you're young. You seem young, man. You seem like you're like 17 or something. 18 maybe. Yeah, older? Yeah? Okay, I'm just saying you look at him like a young face. Huh? No, I'm from here.
You sound American.
I know. I hear that a lot, but I guess it's the influence, I guess. You know, but yeah, so that's the truth of the Bible. I know you never heard that before, but that's what it is, you know. And our people are going to be delivered at the end of the day, you know. And you